What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Z-Man Show. Mike here. We're talking, you know it, part 2, season finale. This is episode 16 of season 11. And guys, okay, listen. I don't know, honestly, where exactly I fall on this yet, but it wasn't an awful episode, but the word that comes to me is lackluster, okay? And I'm not sure this is what any of us were really looking for. I mean, sure, they're setting up the Commonwealth for a fall. Yeah, we had a big hit, technically, to our survivors because they lost all their facilities, their places. Hilltops dropped, Alexandria's dropped. Hornsby's taking control of everything, even Oceanside. We even got that sick scene at the end where he's flipping the coin like he's Toothface, from Batman, trying to see whether he's going to keep those people or execute them. I don't know. Lance is clearly, he's lost it, right? I mean, he's gone. Now listen, there was plenty of great action in tonight's episode. I'm not going to downfall that, okay? I love me some action. I love me some zombies eating bad guys. But you know what? Sometimes I love me some zombies eating some good guys too. And here we go again, guys. No death. No reasonable, sizable death. In part 2, I mean, there's only 8 episodes left. Yes, I'm getting a little, you can tell I'm getting excited now. I'm a little annoyed because we all should be. This is ridiculous. We've come too far, too long without a noticeable death, okay? And I don't know where I'm at with that. Because, yeah, I mean, that one dude got killed, and I don't even know his name, and none of us probably remember his name. And if you do, damn, you pay close attention to stuff. Because, remember, it was one of Maggie's crew when apparently it was Leah who set that trap inside of the mansion, and then I guess that explosion which killed some of Hornsby's little hit squad crew for Maggie, but then it drew Maggie and them out because they stood up stupidly. I mean, what was that kid thinking? As soon as he started all smiling and stuff, I was like, this dude's dead in 5, 4, and boom, just shot straight to the head by Leah. Now, well, by the way, was it badass with Leah coming out of the house and just total revenge style, ready to kick some? Yeah, it was pretty cool. And like I said, some of the scenes that went down, but it's like everything it's weird. It's like we have all this time with these episodes, but yet I felt very rushed tonight to get this action in, these sequences in. And you know how quick action goes in movie time, right? It's seconds, right? But, I mean, just think about also, like, when Daryl and Gabriel and Aaron were walking through that kind of junkyard. I mean, we could already kind of see where this one was heading, right? They kept going out further and further. They were still clearing homes, whatever. That one Commonwealth guy's like, well, we're going to keep clearing until we're told to stop, keep clearing or whatever. And you're just like, really? Now, again, there was some cool zombie killing action in between. But they get to that junkyard, and then they're slowing down motion, and they're kind of looking around. I mean, it only took a half second to realize what was about to go down. A little showdown in the junkyard corral. And they did. And then they won the day. Now, again, I believe they're trained enough so they would probably win that situation. Sorry about the cell phone. But, again, I'm just like, I just felt everything was just kind of just really quick, like wham, bam, wham, bam. Now, the Locust thing, the Acts of God, the whole round with the title, that was cool. It was a cool background, to show some more depth to the area instead of just your standard day and the summer sun or whatever. So that was kind of neat, and how they were doing kind of some of the shadows over the sun and so forth when they're looking at the ground level and whatnot. But I'd love to know what you guys thought. Toss a quick comment down there. Are you on board with tonight's episode, or are you just kind of like, meh? I mean, because that's kind of how I feel. I don't want to feel that way, but I just can't help myself. Plus, I don't know if there were, like, I guess, little plot holes in between. So, like, think about this. Maggie wanted to keep little Herschel safe, so she sends him to go hang out with Negan and Annie and their crew that's underground in some Whisperers little bunker thing, right? So, Maggie, you go and fight Leah and draw out Hornsby, and he even gets wounded in the process. You piss off pretty much the lion, right? And then the last scene they show, they're getting Negan and all of them out of the bunker. I'm like, but they're all going to be after you now. I mean, you've waged complete war. I mean, not only have you killed many of his troops, you also wounded him, which actually I think that was Daryl. He put a shot off, and of course it randomly went across Hornsby's face, gave him a decent scar or whatever, but now you've really pissed the man off. And I'm like, and now you're bringing your people out? That's going to save them? So my wife's prediction, and made complete sense too, is that the next time we come back, I guess there's going to be a time jump. Now, They may not, but I guess it would make sense if they time jumped a little bit because things have happened. Things have the places where they were living have all been taken over. We saw the Commonwealth logos kind of being dropped down. Just they took over all their stuff. So obviously they're going to try to win it back. And I'm seeing where this is lining up to end, guys. And it's not what I expected. And furthermore, what's the point of even bringing Rick back? Do you think Rick's going to come back now? Because I'm telling you, I don't. I mean, and I hope I don't, taint the situation enough to where, like, if he does come back, I'm gonna kind of be like, well, whatever, because I've only ever wanted Rick to come back. A lot of you have, but now I'm just like, what would it matter even if he did? Because they have all their leaders. And think about it, y'all. Think about this for a second. We just found out that Maggie and Negan apparently have a show coming out now. So those two have their plot armor on. They're not gonna die. You have Daryl and Carol's show we've known about for over a year now. They're not going to die. So really, it's only down to about, 5 or 6 other people. Eugene, Gabriel, Aaron, the Whisperer daughter, Lydia. There's a couple other there I'm skipping over, obviously. But I'm just like, that's not enough. Ezekiel, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's going to evolve naturally. It feels like it's going to be set out in a certain way, and it's going to feel forced. I think it's going to feel forced. So, yeah, as you can see, I wasn't a great fan of tonight's episode. Again, the action and everything else, and of course the setup of what they're doing, the whole thing with Max and how she's going undercover to grab the information. Does this not sound like the worst idea ever? So they're assuming, meaning the two sisters who are going to write the article, right? You have Max. Eugene's having Max to be the undercover, agent to go in and get the files and so forth, which he almost gets caught completely by Sebastian, the son, right? And there's that weird little, he gave it like a, hey, whatever, with the face. It was just kind of a weird scene. But, I mean, there's all these things going down, and they're hoping, I guess, to incite the people, right? To get them uprising against the government. But this is very dangerous. I mean, they haven't really planned this out. Who's going to take over when things go crazy? You saw Pamela walking in all pissed off that next day, and she slams down that news article and says, Pamela Milton is lying to you, or the Miltons are lying to you, something like that. And it's just like, if you guys really thought this through, and maybe that's the whole point, maybe they haven't, but, sometimes it's weird when you look back at things like Star Wars, the Galactic Empire. Yeah, they were evil, but when you think about they kept order throughout all the galaxies. Now, I'm not saying I side with them. Absolutely not. I'm light side all the way. But, this is just another, for instance, I feel like they have an order of things. Now, true, the whole thing with the son sending people off on these random missions to get cash and drugs from, something like that, yeah, that's dirty, and that needs to be sought out. But again, you got to think these things through before you fall through with it. So I know I'm getting kind of deep now. We're getting past it all. But pretty much, I mean, you didn't miss a whole lot other than action. Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron try to get ambushed. They kill the bad guys. They get out. They follow and track Leah and her death squad down. Leah's death squad finds Maggie, kills some rando. They kill the rest of them. Leah and Maggie have it out, which, mind you, I brought up in the last review. Who would win in a fight, Maggie versus Leah? And I said Maggie. Yeah, technically Maggie did win because Daryl shot her in the head last minute, but really Leah won the fight. That knife was going into Maggie. She was done. Leah beat the hell out of her, and she was trained. I was hoping that Maggie's ferocity would, her ferociousness would overtake Leah, but it wasn't enough. The training took Maggie out, and she took a beating, and we saw it. And we saw it in the pictures too of her. Right, she got beat to hell. But, yeah, and then the whole thing with Daryl coming in last minute. I mean, how would he know to go to the cabin? I mean, does it even really make sense? Now, if Daryl knew that Lee had captured Maggie, I think then he might have sparked something like, where would he take her? And, like, that might make sense. But just, it's kind of like these random locations, random, we show up. It's just sloppy writing. Could I do better? Probably not. But, for what these guys and gals are being paid, I think they can get better. So, anyways, I guess I'm going to give this overall tonight's finale, I give it about a 6, maybe 6.5. That's all I can really give it. I'm not feeling it. I think they could have done a lot better. And furthermore, is this ending is it gonna be enough for us to satisfy us for The Walking Dead, the finale, part 3 of the season, 8 episodes? What are they gonna do in 8 episodes that's going to make us feel like, oh yeah, because they can't introduce any more enemies. It's got to be Lance and his crew, but haven't we kind of already seen enough of him anyways? Is there enough to really fill up 8 more episodes? Question. We'll see what happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed my, I will call this rant for tonight on, like I said, episode 16 of season 11. They'll be back in the fall. We have Fear the Walking Dead coming back in a few weeks. If some of you have been brave enough to try and finish that one out, it's been a rough ride, guys. Even last season, it was hit or miss. Even the season before that was kind of hit or miss, but I try to do all things zombies, so if you want to come out and check out those episodes, I will have reviews for those as well. Make sure to check out my Dead Nightmare series. Filming should start happening, I think, if not later this month, by the end of next month. So we're really excited there. And other than that, guys, I guess I will catch you at the next review. Take care.